Boom, shakalaka, baby.
I had an amazing opportunity this past weekend to fish my first ever FLW tournament. It was a BFL on Kerr Lake in Henderson, North Carolina. And I got to say, I'm thoroughly impressed with FLW, the way they put the tournament together. I'm impressed with everything from the pre-tournament meeting to registering for the tournament to the weigh-in. I mean, everything was first class. I was very, very impressed. The only thing I can compare it to was fishing the Bass Nation Regional Championship on Douglas Lake last year, and it's right on par with that. But in regards to the fishing, I knew coming into this tournament, the water temperature wasn't going to be where I wanted it to be. I knew I was probably going to have to do a little bit of finesse stuff to try to put together a limit, and that did not turn out to be true, but during practice, it was true, because that's the only real fish that I could put in the boat was on using some sort of finesse presentation. I did catch a couple cranking, but I had to catch a couple in practice on the drop shot. I had to catch a couple on a shaky head. So I knew going into the tournament, there was a good chance I was going to have to finesse a little bit. But I did catch a couple of good ones on cranking. So that was my plan really all day, was just to crank. I figured I can get better fish cranking. I'm not comfortable at all with the spinning rod. That's my weakness. I'm not comfortable drop shotting. As you could have saw in that first clip, I just didn't look like I should look. I didn't look comfortable even just reeling the fish in, as compared to this shaky head fish right here. I just was not comfortable at all with the spinning rod. But nonetheless, it was on the front deck of my boat the entire 3 days I was there. Going into this tournament, I only had been on the lake 4 times. So my experience on the lake was, I didn't have much at all. So practice was extremely important, and truth be told, I did not have a good practice. Didn't have a good one at all. During practice, I only caught 5 keepers in 2 days. And 2 of those were cranking, and 2 on a drop shot, and 1 on a shaky head. So, it was kind of a mixed bag during practice. I didn't know exactly what the day was going to, hold up. I knew that the fishing was probably going to be even more tougher because the lake was going to be getting a lot of pressure, because there was 200 boats in this tournament. So you got 400 anglers beating the crap out of it. Plus there's other local clubs and all that kind of thing going on. But I did have a little bit of confidence in the crankbait. I caught quite a few fish cranking during practice. Not all keepers, of course. This fish right here is a very, very small keeper. I think he was 14 1/4 during practice. But again, I had no idea what I was going to be doing for sure. I was just going to let my gut tell me what I needed to do on the lake. Most of the time I fish, stained rivers and tributaries in eastern North Carolina. Kerr Lake, many parts of it is clear to super clear. But during practice, I did find a good creek with a lot of bait fish in it. Speaking of that creek, this is that creek here. This is tournament morning. This is about 10 o'clock, I think. I didn't catch my first keeper until this fish right here. As you can see what I'm doing, that hook set was a little bit raw, a little bit off. But I did hook into one here, and I knew it was good. And I'm glad I had a net, man, as you'll see here in just a second. Now, this is my first FLW fish ever. My very first FLW fish was a jig fish, caught 20 foot of water. No lie, 20 foot of water. And I'll tell you what I'm doing here. So I'm sitting on the edge of this deep bank. You can look at the wall there, and you can see how the wall, the slope of it is going straight down. Well, that extends into the water. So I'm taking this jig here, and I'm tossing it right up to the edge of the bank, and I am flat out dead sticking it. You can see right here, I am just dead sticking it and letting it fall. It's a green pumpkin jig. I'm not going to give the exact jig what I'm using right now, the trailer and all that, but it's a green pumpkin jig with a little bit of extra thrown into it. And another good solid hook set there. I thought this fish was much bigger. I really did. I thought this fish was another 4-pounder. I guess what it is when you set the hook on a fish in 20 foot of water, they're going to feel a little bit bigger than they really are. You can see here, he's barely a keeper. That fish right there was 14 and a quarter inches long.
Oh, yeah.
But I knew after my first 2 fish, this was going to be my pattern for most of the day. As you saw, those boaters right there just left. I fished right over top of their spot. As soon as they left, I think I make one more cast here, and I hook up. And I hook up on this fish. I swear I thought this fish was a 6-pounder because, again, I'm setting the hook. You can see me pulling the line off of my reel. I'm letting that thing sink and get down there, and I'm just bumping it down the wall there. I'm not doing anything special. And that right there, I swear I thought that fish was a 5 or 6 pounder. Of course, my co-angler saying, "Oh yeah," it really made me feel even better. But hey, just another 2.5 pound fish, nothing special. But at this point, I'm feeling really good. I'm like, man, I can get a limit here, and then I'm going balls to the wall, and I'm going to go and I'm going to catch an 8 pounder out in the middle of nowhere because there was bait everywhere. You can't see my graph here, but trust me, there is bait everywhere. So I continue the pattern on, and unfortunately, I only pick up one more keeper here. I ended the day with 4 fish for 10 pounds, 5 ounces. That left me in 59th place on the day. I really felt like I left a lot of meat on the bone. At about 12:30 or so, the bite absolutely died. And nothing was going on past 12:30 on this particular pattern. I was very, very confident and looking forward to working this pattern and, getting a quick limit and then having an opportunity to really cull out. But that didn't happen. I could not get that fifth fish in the boat. I did hook up to one on a shaky head out on the main lake, on a main lake Rocky Point, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not sure what happened to that fish, but he did get off. But anyway, ended of the day with 4 fish, 10 pounds, 5 ounces, and again in 59th place. I'm kind of hesitant to say it, but I'm okay with 59th. I mean, there was 200 boats, 199, 200 boats, something like that, and I'm okay with it. I mean, this was my first FLW BFL. I've only been bass fishing competitively really for about 3.5 years, but I mean, really competitively, I guess maybe like 2 years, where I really wanted to win, and I really cared about it. And but I'm hesitant. I mean, look, here's the way I look at it. I mean, I'm 2 fish away from possibly winning the damn thing. Winner took 19 to 20 pounds, something like that. I'm 1 keeper fish away from getting in the money. First FLW ever, 7th time on the lake. I'm okay. It's okay. It was an amazing experience. I just thrilled with the whole thing. I had a great time. I spent a lot of money, I won't lie. I mean, gas, I filled the boat up. I filled my truck up a couple of times. I'm just okay. That's fine. 59th out of 200. By the way, I was boat 152. But, I had an awesome time. I enjoyed it. I met some new people. I learned a lot about the lake. I really did. And, if I could do it all over again, I might would. I would have done a few things differently. I would have done a lot the same, though. I think there was a 20-pound limit on that one wall you saw me fishing. I really do feel that. I think what was going on there is that was the mouth of a creek, and these fish were using that as a highway. They were using that 18 to 24 foot of water there as a highway going up and down, in and out, all day long. The wind was howling. It was blowing the wind out of the creek. It was great. It was perfect setup. I think there was plenty of fish to be caught there. And if I could have done a little bit different during the latter part of the day, maybe turn that bike back on, things would have been a little bit different. But overall, I'm satisfied. I had an awesome time. And I'm looking forward to Gaston, which is our next tournament. I appreciate you guys watching. If you like this kind of video, just like it, comment it, share it, let me know about it that you like it. I'll keep doing them. This is the first time I've done a video like this, but I had such an awesome experience. I kind of wanted to share it. I am a big FLW fan now. I plan on fishing all of the tournaments in the Piedmont division this year, and just kind of seeing how things lay out. I'm looking forward to Gaston in April, and I'll see you later.